Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to strip away all that confusing dietary noise you see online. Think of this as your official user manual. We're going to logically break down exactly how your biological machine works on the inside, and then give you the exact driving instructions to optimize it. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. So what exactly is nutrition anyway? When you look past the endless online chatter and trendy diets, nutrition is actually incredibly simple. It's just your body extracting molecular building blocks from the food you eat, and then using those blocks to keep you alive and functioning. Literally, it's the process of turning the outside world into you.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the human food factory. Second, fueling the machine. Third, gut health and hormones. And finally, number 4, the daily strategy.
All right, Section 1, the human food factory. Let's look at the digestive chronology.
So every factory needs a processing line, right? First up, your mouth. It acts as a grinder, turning food into a paste. Next, it hits your stomach, which is essentially your personal acid tank, demolishing proteins and wiping out any invaders. Then, pancreatic scissors in your small intestine cut those macros into tiny pieces, where this incredible intestinal absorption carpet of villi soaks them up like a sponge.
Now here's the absolutely crucial point. Whatever actually gets absorbed by that carpet goes straight to the ultimate boss, which is the liver. The liver is your command center. Every single molecule has to report here before it enters your bloodstream. The liver makes the final call on whether to burn it, store it, detox it, or send it somewhere else. Which means, you know that old saying? It's actually slightly wrong. You aren't what you eat, you are what you absorb.
Moving on to Section 2, fueling the machine. Let's talk about inputs and igniters.
Carbs are your body's preferred fuel, but listen, they are definitely not created equal. It's all about how they're built. Simple carbs, they're tiny, short chains. Your body digests them instantly, which causes this massive, fast blood sugar spike, followed by a super fast crash, and boom, you're hungry again. Complex carbs, however, are long, tangled chains. They digest slowly, releasing glucose really smoothly and keeping you full. And hey, we absolutely can't forget fiber. Fiber is a carb you literally can't digest, but your gut bacteria munch on it. It slows down glucose absorption and really levels up your digestion game, or as some affectionately call it, your poopy game.
And this brilliantly illustrates why we need to stop demonizing fats. Get this, your brain is 60% fat. No way around it. Your cell membranes and hormones completely rely on it. The key here is the molecular structure. Saturated fats, things like butter and coconut oil, they're stable and tolerate heat really well. Monounsaturated fats, like olive oil, are basically the gold standard for everyday health. But polyunsaturated fats, they're liquid and fragile. They oxidize super easily under high heat or heavy processing, which is exactly why industrially processed seed oils are so heavily debated right now.
Speaking of those polyunsaturated fats, you've probably heard of omega-3s and omega-6s. Well, here's the fascinating reality. Your body actually needs both of them. Omega-3 helps reduce inflammation, while omega-6 helps create inflammation. Now wait, you might be wondering, create inflammation? Why would we want that? Yes, acute inflammation is exactly how your body heals a cut or repairs a torn muscle. The secret to health isn't about avoiding omega-6 entirely, it's all about maintaining the correct ratio between the two. Next up is protein, basically the essential Lego bricks of your cells. To trigger muscle growth, your body has this on switch called muscle protein synthesis. But to actually flip that switch, you need a specific amino acid called leucine, and you need it in a high enough dose all at once. Snacking on tiny bits of protein throughout the day won't always flip it. For most people, consuming roughly 30 grams of high-quality protein in a single meal provides enough leucine to push that crucial switch firmly to the on position.
Let's pivot slightly to the micronutrients. These are the igniters that make energy production possible. I like to think of vitamins in two categories. First, your fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K. These are your long-term renters. They stick around in your liver and body fat for weeks, sometimes months. Water-soluble vitamins, like B and C on the other hand, are the tourists. They come in, do their job, and whatever isn't used immediately just leaves your body. Because they don't stick around, you have to constantly refuel your body with these tourists.
Minerals, on the flip side, are literal raw elements from the earth, and they have 3 distinct jobs. The electricians manage your fluid balance and electrical signals so your nerves can actually communicate. The builders maintain the physical structure of your bones and teeth. And finally, the catalysts. They act as specialized tools, like iron carrying oxygen. iodine fueling your thyroid, and zinc triggering cellular healing.
All right, Section 3, Gut Health and Hormones. The second brain.
So, your gut contains trillions of microorganisms. It's basically a bustling city down there. When you feed them fiber, they ferment it into short-chain fatty acids, which brilliantly lower inflammation. Now, these bacteria live on a protective mucus layer. But if you starve those good bacteria by eating poorly, that mucus layer thins out, leading to something called leaky gut. Toxins literally leak right into your blood, and your immune system goes to war. This drives chronic inflammation, which is like a wildfire spreading through your body. It drives oxidation, which is literally your cells rusting, and it drives glycation, where excess sugar caramelizes your tissues into stiff gunk.
Aside from your gut lining, your hormones completely dictate your health, specifically these two modern hijackers. Let's talk about cortisol first. That's your stress alarm. Biologically, it's designed to melt down your muscle tissue to dump massive amounts of energy into your blood so you can sprint away from a predator. The problem? Well, today, you aren't sprinting away from a lion, you're just sitting at a laptop stressing over an email. Your biology is literally reacting to your inbox like a wild animal attack. Meanwhile, dopamine hijacks your body's fuel gauge. It completely ignores your natural "I'm full" signals and forces you to relentlessly hunt for immediate, stimulating rewards.
And you know what? Modern, ultra-processed foods are perfectly engineered to exploit that exact dopamine hijack. In nature, macros are usually separated. Think about it. Fruit has sugar, but no fat. Meat has fat, but no sugar. But ultra-processed foods, they mix them together perfectly to hit this mathematical bliss point. Even worse, they inject preservatives that suppress healthy gut bacteria and emulsifiers, which are essentially industrial soaps that literally scrub away that vital mucus lining we were just talking about.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this all builds. The daily strategy. Time for some actionable steps. Step 1 is to just cut through all the noise before you ever count a single calorie. Apply the one-ingredient rule. The absolute best foods out there don't have a long list of unpronounceable ingredients on the back. They are the ingredients. A steak is just steak. Broccoli is just broccoli. If you base your meals on foods that look exactly like they did when they came from nature, you instantly bypass those industrial food traps.
Next up, let's establish some essential daily habits. Start by flushing your system with 300 to 500 milliliters of water first thing in the morning, before you ever touch that caffeine. Then, secure your fats and fiber early with a whole fruit and some nuts. As the day goes on, prioritize protein at every single meal to trigger that natural "I'm full" signal. Oh, and make sure you add greens or fiber for gut health. And please don't forget your probiotics. A daily serving of curd or buttermilk works wonders for maintaining that healthy gut lining.
Now, willpower alone won't save you. You really have to manage your environment. Keep healthy snacks like macana or mixed nuts handy in your bag or right at your desk. If you want an indulgence, buy a single serving. Do not open a bulk junk food store in your own pantry. And we have to talk about food delivery apps. When primal hunger strikes, you will absolutely order whatever is fastest. So outsmart yourself. Add healthy restaurants to your favorites list today, so they are the very first thing you see tomorrow when you're starving.
But what about specific diets? Well, here is a brilliant framework that impartially ends the diet wars forever. Think of your intake as a dashboard. Protein is your locked-in foundation to protect your muscles. Carbs and fats, they are simply adjustable dials. If you sit at a desk all day, turn the carb dial down and the healthy fat dial up for stable energy. If you train like an athlete, turn that carb dial way up for explosive fuel. Whether you want to call it keto or paleo or whatever, you are simply turning these dials based on your lifestyle.
I want to leave you with this final, highly memorable thought from our sources. Look at your next meal and ask yourself, if a food didn't exist 200 years ago, try to avoid it. Seriously, would your great-great-grandparents recognize what is on your plate right now as actual food? It is such a simple, profound question that acts as the ultimate filter for a healthy life. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Now go out there, apply this user manual, and take full control of your human food factory.